Play it on Xbox One.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Forza Horizon 4 live stream from Playground Games. I am joined by Ralph, who you'll have seen just on Inside Xbox, and also Ben, who is the art director. And going off of Ralph's comment as well, what is your favourite season?
Well, so I would say winter, but I can't say the same thing as Ralph. So I'm going to go. I'm going to actually genuinely autumn is my favourite season. I think there's a coziness to it, and I think in real life it's also my favourite season. There's something about that time of year.
It's the trees, isn't it? You just love the trees, which we're going to get onto in a second. But Ralph, for everyone watching at home, I think you can just tell everyone a little bit about Forza Horizon 4 for those wondering a bit about the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Larry just reminded me on Inside Xbox that it's been a month since we were at E3, which it seems like an eternity, right? Yeah, we announced the game then. We were on the stage. We had a demo. We were doing some presentations. We got great feedback from that week. It was great to finally announce the game to our fans, which we did, and also to hear their feedback, and we've been hearing it since. It felt like now is the time that we should start showing them more of this enormous game. So as we said at E3, it's still set in beautiful historic Britain. Yeah. It's still a game in which seasons change everything, and these two things go hand to hand. And seasons, I think, is probably our entry point to this live stream and the live streams that we're going to be doing through July. Yeah. We are focusing on summer tonight, and as I said earlier, we're going to be showing autumn and winter and spring over the next few weeks of July. But we're going to be showing lots more as well. As you know, Ben is here. We have a bunch of team members who are going to be swinging by. We're going to be showing some features that maybe we've mentioned but not really talked a great deal about. And certainly the thing you can be certain of is we're going to be showing you gameplay that nobody has seen before outside this studio.
I'm really excited because in this live stream we're going to be taking a look at summer, as we've said. But one thing to keep in mind as well, we are playing on the developer's build. So this is an early look at the game. This isn't the final product that's going to be going out, but we're going to see lots of awesome features, lots of awesome footage. Taking a look at summer as well, we're going to be looking at skies, houses, customization. I'm really excited. Should we start kind of like hop into some game? Because I'm sure everyone at home as well is the same. We want to start seeing some gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to hop in, see what we've got to be excited about. So first things first, we're starting outside one of our homes. What's the main features of summer?
So that's a good question. Let me just go back to something you just said there, because I think it's a very important caveat. Yeah, we're still in development. We are still working really hard, and I think we're about 3 months out from launch. Mm-hmm. So this is a developer build. It is still a work in progress. You might see some bugs in there, but I know you'll forgive us for that because I think it's really important that we start showing our fans more of this game after having talked about it last month, and that's what we're doing. But to your question, what are the features of summer? I think what we're seeing right here is kind of actually exactly the kind of summer we're seeing outside at the moment. Really hot. Yeah. And we said at E3 that we wanted summer in Forza Horizon 4 to be like the perfect British summer, and I think some people may be like sniggered a little bit because British summer doesn't have the greatest reputation. Certainly we're in the middle of a heat wave here. It's been 30 degrees. We haven't seen rain in weeks.
Everyone would be like, oh, if this was an English summer a few years ago, I'd be like, this isn't summer. There's no rain, there's no wind. It's just like a couple days of sun and normally everyone's really happy.
Yeah.
But one thing as well is like, for everyone watching at home, if you've got any questions about Horizon 4, do drop them into the chat. Both Ralph and Ben will be answering them. So anything you've got, put your questions in the chat right now. But Ben, I know you love the trees.
Oh, I do.
Right, it's like, we've talked about it all day, right? Can you tell us a little bit about the trees in Horizon 4?
Sure. So it's fair to say every location that we go to with the Horizon game poses certain challenges when it comes to visuals, and Britain is known for being incredibly green in summer. It's one of the things when you have people who visit you from other countries. I don't know whether you've had the same thing, but people always go like, I can't believe how lush and green this country is, and so that was obviously a big focus for us this time. So we spent a lot of time completely overhauling all of the rendering work that we put into our foliage. So all of our foliage shaders now do some really cool things, like they model the transmission of light through leaves, they model the specular across individual leaves, and it's all built up to give us the sort of rich variety of different types of foliage that you have in Britain that you didn't necessarily have in locations like Australia, for example.
Yeah, it does look absolutely gorgeous because you've got like individual leaf, like you've rendered individual leaves now, which will kind of like change the shadows.
Yes, per pixel lighting is the fancy term that we throw at that. That's what that is.
Per pixel lighting.
Yeah.
Because it's summer as well. Like the arc of the sun is different to other seasons, isn't it? So you're going to get different shadows and different colorings on these trees.
Yeah, sure. So here's a cool bit of backstory actually. So right back when we were first investigating the tech that is now inside this game in terms of how the lighting is being reproduced, we did some sky captures, some sky data captures, and we threw it actually on the Horizon 2 environment that we had back then on the Amalfi Coast. And that capture was taken from the UK in the middle of winter. And so it had this real stark kind of beauty to it. But it was also quite a bleak look, and we threw that on top of Amalfi, and instantly it kind of had this weird thing where it's like, I've never seen the Italian coast looking wintry like that. Yeah. So we knew that having the correct seasons captured and replicated in game was going to be a huge part of making sure that authenticity came through with regards to the lighting model. So this is true for this. So this is a capture that was actually taken last summer. So I don't know whether you remember, but actually we talk about this summer being amazing, but last summer was also pretty incredible.
Yeah, so it's a good replication. We've also just got some questions into the stream. So do Rangers ask, where are all the potholes in the roads?
Oh, they are. In fact, we just went...
Literally just passed one.
Good timing. That's what you want.
So actually, on the subject of potholes, we have a process that we use in the studio called photogrammetry.
Yeah.
Basically, where you take a ton of photographs of something, and it will then reconstruct the thing you took the photographs of in 3D. And we actually did that with the potholes in this game. So we actually took people out and they did scans of real-life potholes, and they are...
So these are real potholes
along
the road.
Potholes
real
well,
British potholes.
You know, you've got to carry that history across. This is the British pothole. We've also got a question, because this summer is obviously, it's hot, it's beautiful, but one of the questions is, will it still rain in summer?
Yes, it will still rain in summer as it does here, and I'm sure it will. Still this summer, it's going to rain, right?
I hope so.
Eventually it has to.
The reservoirs are running out.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, I guess a big thing about the seasons is how weather conditions change amongst them. What we've gone for, as I've said before, is kind of like the perfect British summer. Recreated in the summer of Forza Horizon 4, which means it's hot, which means the sun is high, but it's still going to rain, and it will still rain during summer. Probably just less so than it does in spring and autumn, which are much more our rainy seasons, I guess.
Like, one of the things, like, talking from weather, is the thing that makes me excited about seasons is it's going to help complement different racing styles. So, like, in winter, I can kind of see drifting being really effective because you're going on ice, while in summer you could be, like, straight road racing, you're going to be able to get those speeds. Is that something that you expect players to experience?
So I definitely think different seasons will complement like different styles of gameplay, different types of gameplay. One thing that we have really been really at pains to ensure within the game is that you can still do everything and have fun doing everything in every season, right?
Yeah.
That's incredibly important to us. So you can do everything in summer that you can in winter or autumn and spring. It all still works. Obviously, the seasons will change the driving experience, and you know, at its most extreme, in winter, you're going to have ice, you're going to have snow. That's going to change up the way you tackle corners, the kind of cars you take into races. But you can still take out a supercar and drive along a road which is clear of snow in winter, and you can still have fun with that. And we don't want to gate anything behind seasons.
So there's another thing with seasons. As we know, in winter, lakes are going to freeze over, and you're going to be able to go and like kind of visit areas that you wouldn't be able to see in summer. Is there anything like that in summer that's going to change, like with the heat? Is it going to like? Is there anything that's going to change?
Yeah, absolutely. So sorry.
You know, it's like,
still with us?
Yeah. I got carried away looking at the game.
I don't blame you.
So yeah, actually, there is a really good example. So we it's another water-based example. So our rivers, a couple of them completely dry up in summer. So there are numerous races that might make use of said river. So in summer, you can imagine that the race is very different. The experience of driving along a dry riverbed is very different to if it's running with water in spring. You might even want to reconsider which vehicles you use for said challenge, right? So there are definitely other examples.
Yeah, that's really exciting. It's one of the things that I'm most excited about seasons, like trying out different parts, and it's that extra level of exploration because the game looks completely different in winter compared to summer. So E3 demo, we talked a little bit about E3 earlier, is that on the demo you use the exact same road and it felt completely different in summer compared to winter.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't get that about the E3 demo because when you went from autumn to winter, that road just looked and felt so completely different. And when we said, "Oh, that's the same road," they were surprised.
Is it really?
So I think to your point, yeah, absolutely, people will be exploring the world when they first get the game, but they're going to be exploring it like 4 times over. Because every time the season takes over, there's going to be changes in the world. There's going to be new opportunities. There's going to be different things that you can do and see.
Yeah, because like the streams that we're doing, because we've got another stream next Tuesday, is week on week the season changes. Is that right?
So that's right, yeah, and I think that's a hugely important sort of concept within the game. It ties into the concept of Horizon Life. It ties into the fact that Horizon is now a year-round affair rather than just this thing that happens like forever in summer. And it's the fact that seasons change everything: visuals, gameplay, driving experience, events and championships, and they do so for everyone every week. And I think there's a really important sense of collective experience that comes from that. I think everybody is going to be experiencing it together. Everyone's going to be talking about the things that they're looking forward to or the things they've found when it ticks over. And I think that's going to be a hugely important aspect of the game as we get past launch.
It's going to be amazing because it's like that moment that you may have raced in winter. It's just like you may be really comfortable with found state in winter. So like, oh, just wait till it gets to winter. It's going to give these like experienced players something to talk about and like throw back to, which is really cool. Another question from the chat as well is, tell us the size comparison of the map compared to Forza Horizon 3.
Sure. So it's almost exactly the same size as Forza Horizon 3's map, but obviously you'll be experiencing that map in 4 completely different scenarios. And as we said before, that seasonality changes absolutely everything. Dramatically changes the visuals in the world and the driving experiences.
So also talk about like ecosystems. I think it's wait, hold on, it is eco-types. So Dante, I was just like, eco-seasons, eco-type? No, I remember. Dante said, what area of the UK is this based?
That's a good question. So the whole world, the Britain that we have built is taken from all over the United Kingdom. So currently I think we're in the Lake District.
We are, near Derwent Water at the moment, actually.
That's right, yeah. I think you've seen bits of the Cotswolds as well, just as we've been driving around. But there is the Yorkshire Moors, there's the Welsh Valleys, there is the Scottish Highlands, so we've got bits of Glencoe, we've got Glenfinnan Viaduct, we've got the city of Edinburgh.
There's a lot of Scotland in the I wonder why.
Strangest thing.
Did you have any influence on that by any chance?
No, but I was pleased with the decision.
I bet you were.
So we always kind of do like a greatest hits of whatever location we visit with a Horizon game. It's exactly what we did with Australia. Yeah. We didn't build the whole thing, but
it's like taking little parts of it to kind of
the most beautiful bits, the most interesting and fun bits. It's exactly what we've done with Britain as well, and it turns out it's an incredibly varied world. I mean, Britain. I kind of feel like we've kind of rediscovered Britain ourselves from making this game. I think the majority of the team here at Playground are from Britain.
I noticed just having a little play on it earlier is the little details like the road signs, like the road sign, and like you're going onto the motorway and you're like, hold on a second. It's like actually being in England.
So that was exactly the thing that got me as well when they went in, and we always we talked about the feedback we got from Australians last time, and one of the things Australians went like really nuts for was the wheelie bins. And we were just like,
and the phone booths as well.
Yeah. We were just like, cool. And now I totally get what they were saying, because it's kind of the little things, the mundane things. If you're from this location, the blue motorway signs, you're like, oh yeah, we really nailed that.
And then suddenly you just kind of put your foot on the accelerator and just go, go down a little bit faster. Also, another question from the chat, which you're like mentioning Edinburgh. Bishu Satsuma asks, are there any castles?
Oh, there are a few.
There are.
Yeah, so as well as some of the locations that Ralph mentioned, we've got Bamber in there as well, which people from the UK will probably recognise the name of. So that actually has a really cool, huge castle that we've created as a gameplay arena. So you can play modes like King and Infected there, and that is also set right on the edge of a beach. So it's like this really cool, dramatic visual where you get this massive coastline and then this.
That's gonna look beautiful.
Yeah.
I can just imagine this kind of like, I can already see people making like time lapses of like all the different seasons and going back to like bits, like different points like Bamber Castle, and just kind of like it looking absolutely stunning. But another question from the chat from Octopus Decoy. I want to know if about mud and sand dynamic. Flexible beaches. How's that going to work in summer compared to different seasons?
So yes, like we were saying earlier, hottest season, least rain, water levels drop, the earth is all kind of baked and hard and dusty. So you don't get, I think I'm right in saying you don't get mud in summer?
You will, but only where it's really, really saturated. So
Right,
you get like
right.
The edge of a puddle or like a big lake.
Gotcha.
You get like a little
So much less than you do in spring or autumn, which are obviously have higher rainfalls. But I'm glad Octopus Decoy brought that up, because deformable mud, deformable sand are both sort of kind of new features that we've got in the game, and I think it being autumn next week,
We'll get to see a little bit more.
I think we'll do a bit of deformable mud next week. Yeah.
Also, right, can we knock over some red post boxes, right, by Tyrannies?
Yes, and it is as satisfying as you would have imagined.
Do letters go flying everywhere, like the post?
You've got it, yeah, absolutely.
Now I kind of want to see a post box get hit. if we can find a post box, we'll try
I feel
and
like
hit
there's
one.
probably one in Ambleside if you want to.
Yeah.
Cortana's just asked, right, because this is actually something we'll see later on in the stream as well. What kind of animals can we expect? Bunnies?
Oh,
sheep?
yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, you'll see bunnies flitting
on
out
cue.
across. Oh, there you go.
We've timed this well every time so far. Potholes, pothole. Sheep, there we have them.
Yeah, and you might see the odd deer, for instance, and
Yeah,
like,
there
some
are
of the north
deer.
of the map. Some chickens, all of which are fantastically adept at avoiding cars.
Of course, like if you like, I'm just going to spend a lot of time trying to see if I can hit them. Like, it's going to be something we're going to try out later, see if we can manage. But also, something that I blew me away as well is how you said, because of how much detail has gone into every single season, is the sheep. They've got like more volume when it's colder.
That's one way about it.
Like more volume, like you're shearing them a little bit.
Yeah, their wool is longer, their coats are longer, yeah, so they get shorn, they have more volume.
They've been using some volumizing shampoo or something,
They just stepped out of the salon. They get shorn in spring, is it?
Summer, I think. No, it's summer, yeah, because they get hot, right? And you have it,
and then their longest. So yeah, they do. There are yes.
They get the shampoo out in the winter.
Oh, okay.
Right, and there we go.
There you go. That was pretty satisfying.
Yeah, so our sheep are
there
variable
it
by
is.
season.
Right, it's a good thing. And so actually, I think it's going to be getting to a good point to start heading over into houses, as we've just gone into a house. So what we're going to do now, guys, is because E3 was a month ago, which has just absolutely flown by. For those of you that might not have seen it, here's all the action that took place. Let's take a look.
Today, I am excited to show you the world premiere of Forza Horizon 4, set in beautiful, historic Britain. Forza Horizon 4 features dynamic seasons in a shared open world, and seasons change everything. Forza Horizon 4 is coming to Xbox One and Windows 10 on October 2nd, and I am thrilled to announce that it will be included in Xbox Game Pass on the same day.
When Horizon started, Ralph came out, the trailer, people were just screaming. So it was great, sitting in the back. Alan and I kind of took a seat back in the mezzanine, and just watching the reaction ripple through the crowd was just fantastic.
To make that announced live on stage, represent the team back at Playground as well, yeah, it was a real thrill.
We have just unveiled the beautiful McLaren Senna. Andy, thank you so much for bringing this wonderful machine with you.
Hey, thank you, Graham, for having us here. It was an honor to be here and launch the McLaren Senna at the Mixer booth.
Tell me the specs for this thing. I mean, just how fast is it?
It is incredible performance for a road car. It's 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. It has, as we said, 800 horsepower, 800 kilograms of downforce, all coupled to a car that only weighs 2,961 pounds.
It's fantastic to have it as a cover car for Forza Horizon.
Graham, it's fantastic to be here. It's been great to be a part of Xbox here at E3.
All right, everybody, there you go. The McLaren Senna, absolutely incredible. You've seen it here, and don't worry, you'll be able to experience it for yourself very soon in Forza Horizon 4.
E3 was absolutely incredible. I'm still so amazed. Every time I see that Senna in person, it looks glorious. But I am now joined by Grant, who is the senior game designer, and then also Harry, who is the lead animator. So we're going to kind of be looking at houses, which I'm really excited about because it's a really awesome new feature. And then also character customization. But before we kind of get into that, what is your favorite season? Because it seems to be like the running theme of the stream so far. Favorite season?
I think my favorite season
Don't say winter.
I was going to say summer. My favorite season is summer. I think I love all the asphalt roads we have in the game. I think they are really amazing to drive in summer. And also, other than this summer, previous summers have been a little less great.
Not like how they are in the game.
Yeah,
it's like lucky it was captured last year.
Exactly. So in Horizon 4 you get like a week of summer, which is more than usual for us.
Yeah, we normally get like a couple days, and then we got to be happy with that till the next year. It's like anytime you go abroad, you're like, oh my god, there's actual sun. Like this is real. What about you, Harry?
For me, autumn's my favourite. I like the colour change, leaves all over the road, big piles and things like that you can smash to bits. It's really cool.
It's fun. I see. The thing is, I'm kind of leaning with Ralph towards winter. I know I said don't say winter, but I quite like I do quite like the snow. It's like kind of in Forza Horizon 3 with Bliss Mountain. It was just like I loved it, and it's like really fun too. But shall we also remember, guys, if you've got any questions, make sure to put them in the chat below. We'll answer them as best we can. If you've got anything about houses, customization, anything you're seeing during the stream, do make sure to let us put it in the chat, and we'll be able to answer them. But yeah, player houses, what are they?
Yeah, right. So I'm really excited about player houses. It's a feature that I feel like we've designed alongside our community. So there's a really cool story. When we released Horizon 1, there were all these threads we saw on various forums where people would park up a car outside a house in Colorado in that game. They would take a picture and they'd post it to the forum and say, this is my house in the game, this is like where I live. And that was like really inspirational for us. And I actually used a lot of those photos when I first started talking to people about this feature to kind of pitch it. So in Horizon 4 it makes sense to do it now, right? Because now you're at the festival all year round. Yeah. So you need somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, you can't just sleep in your car, even though I tried to argue earlier that you could sleep there if you like it.
Probably not in winter, but
no, it'd be a bit cold. A bit cold or a bit hot, It's like. So what are you able to do in the player? Actually, first of all, how many player houses are there in the world?
So there are 12 houses. There's like a huge variety. So when you start the game, we kind of give you one after the first hour or so. And then from there, you're free to go explore, discover them. Some of them are really well hidden. So my favorite is just deep in the woods. It's this, I think it's called a huntsman's lodge. Yeah. So if you kind of fancy yourself as a woodsman.
A woodsman, go for the...
then that might be on for you. What
would be yours, Harry?
I think we talked about it earlier, Edinburgh Castle, the multi-million.
You mean the one that's the hardest to earn in the game, like the one that's going to kind of earn you the most kind of like, all right, fair play, you've earned a lot of credit.
So a cool thing about houses as well is you get the house, but you also get some bonuses alongside them. So for example, Edinburgh Castle, you actually get a crown. So Harry can march around in the game.
Wait, as like a character customization item, you get a crown?
Yes, so he gets a crown, he can march around in the game.
Regal wave as well.
That's like, Hello.
Yeah, and so not just that, you can also sometimes get, well, you kind of unlock features sometimes. So there's a house where it will enable you to fast travel anywhere in the world.
So there's reasons to kind of go out and earn these if you're not just a collector or want different spawn points, or you've found something. There's a reason to go do this because you're going to get all extra perks.
Yeah, I think for us we know that like there are a lot of people who play our game and they play it so much and they end up with quite a lot of money just sitting in their house, and this is something for them to
yeah, so go and buy Edinburgh Castle. Go try and earn that after collecting all the cars.
Exactly.
It's a good thing to do. Should we also go have a look at character customization? Because this is something that I got extremely, I thought was really cool, and Harry's going to be talking us through it. So, character customization,
Cool,
what can we do?
Well, I mean, coming off the back of Horizon 3 and previous Forzas, like, you were part of an endless summer festival, even when it rained. And as long as the characters were up to the task in terms of clothing, there was no real need to customize them. So going into Horizon 4, with the introduction of Horizon Life and Seasons, we thought it'd be cool to have like a fully fledged customizer where you can, dress your character to your heart's content. So looking at the customizer all up, we've got the same 14 drivers from Horizon 3. We've up-resed them so they look nice and pretty. And then what we've done is we've laid out over 500 items throughout 10 different categories of clothing. So I'll quickly skim through the types and then we can probably dress up a character or two.
Let's dress up.
Cool. So go through, we've got tops, that's your upper layer.
Yeah.
Jackets, so outer layers, coats, that kind of stuff. Legs, feet, hats, eye accessories, nose accessories, wrist accessories, hands, so gloves, and then there is one more tab, which is outfits, but we'll come back to that later on.
One thing I've also just noticed just before we kind of start dressing our characters is the different colours. So is there different rarities of items for you to collect?
Yes, so there are 4 rarities, as there are for a lot of things in the game.
Yeah.
And the way you earn clothing, sometimes you might get it just by completing different parts of the game. So if you do the drift thread, you might get a special T-shirt that kind of tells everyone how good a drift you are. You can also unlock them from Wheelspin.
Yep.
And the final way is that we have like a Forzathon shop, which I think we're going to talk about in another week.
Okay.
But there'll be items that you will win from those events.
That's cool. It's just it's something to always aim for. So if you kind of if you're a big drifter, you can kind of show off and kind of dress your character how to kind of showcase that. So should we kind of make some crazy outfits and
We can give it a whirl.
So let's try and be the guy at the festival that looks like he's having the best time.
The best
time. Yeah.
Okay, so I see something really vibrant and flashy. I think
I'm
is
thinking
very.
animal print.
You're just thinking
leopard
shirt. Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool, and then we'll jump into jacket.
Wait on, I see the gold blazer, right? Just first of all, gold blazer, gold blazer. I don't think it quite works for the leather thing, but
it's not summer wear.
It's very blingy.
I think bomber, right? Why not?
Hold on, what else have we got?
We've got all sorts.
There's loads of different variations, loads of different things.
A bit of tweed,
Bit of tweed?
Dress as a country.
Yeah, has to be done. All right.
He likes it.
He really enjoys it.
Yeah, he's just there we go.
We'll jump through layers. So you've got a mix of trousers, leggings, shorts.
You can do some really horrific combinations.
Beautiful combinations.
What are those yellow running shorts?
Skirt.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. So, hold on. What else have you got? I really like the kind of
sequin short shorts. No?
Oh, those look terrible. The tweed. That is all I'm gonna say straight away.
Oh, let's go for the tartan roll-ups.
What?
Tartan roll-ups. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, feet. Right, Captain Kilvillard says has come in and said, "Can a man wear a dress?"
Yeah. So for us, accessibility and inclusivity is super important. So for us, we don't really specify gender at all in the game. So it's just you pick the character that you think resembles you, and you pick the clothes that you want to pick, and there's no limitations.
Yeah, clothes are clothes. Just to show you that, any concoction you come up with a character, you just flick across the next one, and the outfit's moved across.
So it's just kind of all kind of seamless between every character and customization. It's what you want to wear. It's what you want to choose. Is what you can have in the character.
Yeah, for sure.
So should we have a look at outfits, right? Because it was the last thing that we did mention, just to have a look at that, because it did make me laugh.
2 seconds. Yeah, cool. So we'll leave him at that. And yeah, we'll go past all the accessories, clip-on mustache.
Santa's tash.
Good
It's got to be done.
Yeah.
Add the Santa's tash.
Go sideways.
Oh,
We'll go for the gold,
gold one.
Yeah, but then, yeah, so outfits are new. We're looking to extend them and get a lot more from them. But yeah, we've gone for
I'm drawn to the disco chicken.
a chicken suit. Yeah, the disco chicken's good fun.
It is very bright. That is the guy having the
That-
most fun at the
yeah,
festival,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
You see him, follow him. He'll be there.
You will have a good time.
Yeah, he'll be singing "It's Coming Home" right, all the way down the road. Right. I'm sorry, I was determined to get "It's Coming Home" somewhere. I'm still an optimistic individual. So we've got all those suits, and then you've also got emotes as well, don't you?
Yeah, so we can take a look at those. I'll jump back out of the chicken suit for that. So we've got 50 emotes at launch, all included in the game. Again, going through the same rarity trees. We've got a good mix of dance moves, memes.
Can we see the dab? I apologise, but there we go. Like,
He's very proud of it.
He shouldn't be proud of that one, but he should. He has. Oh no. So yeah, if you want many different combinations of dabbing, and I think we've got to do a floss as well. Right, we've got to show the floss.
Find it.
Right, I'm just going through my favourite ones. Right, so go there. One final question as well for you, Harry, is can we wear kilts in the game? Is there a kilt?
There is absolutely a tartan skirt.
It's a tartan skirt, so it's as close to the kilt. I think it was that a
I can
Ralph
see
from
Ralph's
Ralph.
face
Was
over
like,
there.
it's like, come on. Right, but we're going to get Chris. We're going to take a look at cars now. So big thank you, Harry, for kind of showing us through that. It's awesome. I can't wait to see all the different combinations that everyone comes up with. But thank you very much for showing that. Appreciate it. We're going to get Chris in now as well to kind of show us through, talk us through the cars and kind of like how they work with your houses as well. So thank you very much for joining us, Chris.
No problem.
Shall we get a look into one of the most important parts of Forza, of course, is the cars. And they look beautiful. So can you tell us a little bit how we can look at cars in the house?
Yeah, so player houses, you get everything that you would get in the auto show in your player house. So you can customize it there, upgrades, etc. You can do designs, paints, livery stuff. But the nice thing here is you can do it with, you can see here if I just go into Forza Vista, you get natural lighting on the car. So if you're doing a livery, you get to see it out in the open world as opposed to in the auto show.
So you can see how it's going to react.
This is a really nice touch for the livery makers out there. You can go around and see how reflections of trees and things.
Seeing the
falling
car
out.
you've built, like outside the house you've bought, is just, it's so
Yeah, it's a great feeling. So in terms of cars and customization, this is the car Andy was driving earlier, the R32 Skyline. We've now added this beautiful Rocket Bunny kit to it. It's a really nice kind of classic looking kit, but it's actually from, I believe, last year.
Yeah.
So for Horizon 4, we wanted to keep adding kits. It was something that was really well received with Horizon 3. So we've kept adding, and we're trying to keep up with what people like Liberty Walk, Rocket Bunny, and RWB are doing.
Have we got 30 new kits?
Yeah, so we've got 30 new kits, most of which are branded, and we've also got a special off-road kit, which we'll show later on as well. So if we quickly change our car, we can have a look at one of the new kits on the McLaren 650S, which is an awesome car to start with.
I've become obsessed with McLaren recently because we got with Estra with the Senna being the hero car. I'm sorry, I get excited every time. It's just like the Senna is a beautiful car. Right, it's saw it E3, got to drive around in it in Estoril. It was incredible, and now McLaren are my favourite. It's not because it nearly made me sick going around it, and just kind of. It also it's a great transition. It's one of the things that I found with the game is how accurate and how much work has been put into it. Is when you're sitting one of these cars in real life and then go and drive it in the game, the grip and like the difference how cars like react and change is incredible and like kind of reflects it really well. So yeah, like McLaren.
So you're gonna love this then if you love McLaren. So this is an absolutely stunning kit. So let's pop that on there. Have a look at it in Forza Vista. So it's an already awesome looking car, but with this kit on it, it just drops it down to the floor.
It's going to change how it performs in game.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So it's wider. You get wider tyres with it, a lot more grip with that. Some aerodynamic tweaks there as well, especially with the ludicrously large wing hanging off the back of it.
So actually, something you just mentioned out with like the tires. Can you like change those in any ways? So now like in customization.
So new for Horizon 4, we've been listening to the community, and a big ask has always been to allow you to change your wheel offset or where your wheels sit on the car.
Yeah.
It's a subtle thing, but it can radically alter how a car looks. So for Horizon 4, over 150 cars are going to have what we're calling wheel spacers, so you can now space your wheels out.
Okay.
We can actually jump in and have a look at that if we want. So somewhere in here, BMW E30 M3. So this is how it would have sat in Horizon 3. Just have a look at that. It's a great looking car. It's on some like really nice wheels. They're tucked in a little bit though. So for those of us that are a bit car nerdy, this is quite a big one. So you can now get your wheels nice and spaced out. So you can just get that stance perfect. And as I say, we're going to be on at least 150 cars at launch. And it's another little change that you can do to your car to just really nail down the personalization to get it exactly how you want it. And another addition, of course, is drift suspension, which we've talked about. So you can now put your drift suspension on, and it gives you a lot more steering angles. So it makes drifting a bit easier, but you can hold much bigger angles. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, so we've got, so you can upgrade your car, you can put liveries on and kind of see it. Because we're obviously in this stream looking at summer, and it's just amazing to see like all the details, the light reflections. What other kind of things can you do? Can you kind of like go in and look at your cars and like the outside as you would in the showroom?
Sure, so Forza Vista's all still here.
You can paint in here as well, right? And there's something really cool about just like being at your house, painting your car. That's like, it's just,
it's
a dream I have.
I just get a paintbrush out and I just go and it's like, oh yeah, there we go.
It's literally something I do on my driveway. It's
yeah,
normal,
right. Yeah, exactly.
Especially when it's Edinburgh Castle as your driveway, It's like, let me just do a few touch-ups and stuff like that. It does look absolutely incredible, and like I love player houses and what it's going to help bring to it. Is there anything else from player houses that players can do? Is there so we've looked at customization. You've got it where you get new perks, you can change your cars, you can add liveries, all the customization. Like, I'm really excited to see what players can kind of get in and do. But I think we need to start doing some like challenges and stuff now. So I think we're going to get Ralph and Ben back in to kind of try the sheep challenge, which it is. But guys, that is player houses. It's a really awesome new feature. 12 new houses. I'm excited to see it in the game when it comes out on 2nd of October. So thank you very much, Grant. Thank you very much, Chris. Appreciate it. Thank you
very much.
And now, what we've all been waiting for, to run over sheep, or attempt to run over sheep. I can't really say that, can I? It's like, let me go on the sheep rush. Right, so guys, remember as well, this is a developer's build, so if we do something to the sheep that's not supposed to be done,
we're not gonna do anything.
Not do anything to the sheep. And volumizing shampoo.
We are, since E3, obviously there's some sheep in the demo and a comical sheep in the video.
Maybe
the trailer. And a lot of people have been saying, can I hit the sheep? And I thought maybe it'd be fun if we go and see if you can.
If I can.
And hopefully, well, maybe it'll be more successful than trying to get through that.
Don't, wait, let's not bring that up, okay? It was one time. So in the E3 demo, at the end of one of the showcases, there's this little concrete tube, okay, that you have to thread the needle through. And I think I tried about 10 times, and I just kept hitting the concrete, which was quite stressful.
It was
a good moment.
It was a good moment. Mm-hmm. Am I up first?
Mm-hmm. So, what the objective we've come up with here, okay, is it's the first one to get it into the sheep into the horse in the quickest time. I think is things. You can do it, and we haven't got a clock, so we're just going to deem. Or actually, I think the mixer chat can decide who's been the most successful at herding the sheep. And also, someone was wanting to see cockpit view earlier, so.
So there you go. Yeah, there's been a cockpit.
Right, there we go.
I feel like maybe
they're running away from you.
They're canny, these sheep.
You've completely lost them. They've just disappeared.
Actually, one other thing that's worth calling out there is we now have this view as standard on all of our cars. This is brand new.
So, this is...
Yeah, so this is something that we did for the E3 demo last time. So it's looked really great if you're using a wheel setup at home. So now everybody's got that option.
But it is on all cars now. I
Yeah.
think I am right. in
That
saying.
is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Banks has actually just asked, is that the white horse?
It is. It is the white horse.
I think that's going to be the amazing thing, is all the little details that people notice and like kind of all the landmarks and areas. I think that's something that players is going to get, especially if you're from the UK, from Britain. You're just going to be like, oh, this is a really cool thing to see. It's like the balloons all at around Bristol.
I tried to get a good run up at them that time.
Obi21 says, you are ruining someone's farm. You're breaking all their walls, you're knocking all the signs over.
That is, so honestly, that was one of the things I heard most post E3 after Are There Potholes was won't someone think of the poor farmers? Like, all the sort of dry stone walls, which are all over Britain, and we couldn't not include, and we also couldn't make them like unbreakable, because that would just be, that would not be fun. So we made them breakable, and suddenly people are really concerned about the farmers. But they get rebuilt almost immediately by the Horizon team. So no one.
It's hard at work.
No
all the
one.
time.
Yeah, if you were to go back there in 2 minutes, rebuilt, perfect. So
You were highly efficient.
yeah. Well, it's important. It's important.
Maybe I should try to like get one of the sheep by knocking the stone into them.
The what? Just knock the sheep out of a stone?
Well, yeah.
Is it?
I'm thinking of coming at them from all angles, basically.
Right. They are incredibly mobile. That is the.
I did say, yeah.
Like, the hardest things to do in all time, just like catch a sheep. Also, KFC Crispy just says, who needs a dog if you've got a car?
Indeed.
It's just replacing sheepdogs, like taking them out of work.
Well, clearly not on this.
Try and like round them inside the whole.
What are you doing it all nice
Shall we
and
do
slow?
a race? Shall we go and do a race? Where's Andy?
Sure.
Yeah,
Andy,
let's take a look at it.
Cannot be on screen for legal reasons.
Debo Robot, poor sheepies, can you talk more about the houses? Can I have more than one?
Yes.
More than one house?
Yes, you can. You can have all 12. So everybody gets the first one, which was actually the one we were at, very early in the game for free, just to give you. Yeah, I know, right? Somewhere to live.
Yeah.
But the remaining 11 are there for you to go buy at any point during the game. I guess depending on where you are in the world, it's good to have a house, that you can restart from and that you can fast travel to, or based on just kind of, I don't know, like bragging rights as well. I think maybe we were talking about this earlier. The first person who actually buys Edinburgh Castle, because it's super expensive in the game, but when somebody saves up and buys it, I think there's going to be real bragging rights about, I'm the first person to own Edinburgh Castle. So.
Just like I saved all my credits up, got some wheel spins.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the things, because there's a few different like wheel spin types and stuff.
There's 2 types of wheel spins now, actually. Yeah, and I think we're going to show them on a forthcoming stream in the coming weeks. So there's the wheel spin that everybody is familiar with, knows and loves from previous Horizon games. But there is now a super wheel spin as well. As everyone can guess, super wheel spins are better than normal wheel spins.
There's the addition of super and you're there. It's
So they're actually 3 times as good as normal. So there's 3 reels rather than 1, which all spin, and you can win, I think as Grant mentioned earlier, you can win cars, you can win cash, you can win emotes and clothing items and chat messages for the game as well. So they're super fun to see what you can get out of them.
I just keep getting obsessed every time I see it. Look at the game. It's just like all the little details and like. Wait, what's that? Is that castle? Was that
so
like a little?
I was going to say for a castle fan, that is is one of the 3 castles in the game. I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah,
Is that one you can buy, or is that?
No, so this is actually the location for the Horizon Festival this time around. So we've set it within the ruins of this old castle, which was something that somebody gave me a note to watch John Wick 2, and there was a really cool scene in that movie where they had like a club that'd been set up. In this old room.
I've seen
You
that.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that's a really cool idea. And then the whole, Horizon Festival, the colour and all the lights and the sort of installation pieces you expect to see in the festival, plus the sort of ancient architecture of Britain felt like a cool combo that we could use.
Yeah, it's a nice little combination to get it.
Yeah.
Daniel Banks has also asked, are bonus boards still a thing?
Bonus boards are still totally a thing, yeah. And I think actually, again, I realise I'm like teasing stuff that's in future weeks a lot here, but in future weeks, I think we're going to let you go and look at some of the more devious placements for bonus boards around the world, because there are still hundreds of them to go and find, and sometimes they're just, they're by the side of the road or in a field. But a lot of the time, our designers take a great deal of pleasure in hiding them in difficult to reach places. And we've done that this time, and I think we're going to go hunting for a couple of them. Maybe next week, maybe in spring.
So go have a hunt for some boards in spring as well.
Absolutely.
Guys, remember, if you've got any more questions that you want Ralph and Ben to answer, drop them in the chat and we'll have a chance to do them. Because remember, we're looking at gameplay from summer right now, which I think is like the more traditional season that players would have been used to from.
Horizon has always been a summer game, right back to the first one. It's always been kind of, we've always described it as an endless summer. Which I guess is double-edged, right? And that it's, hey, that's what everyone wants, but also it never ends. Now we have this real sense of sort of time moving on and progressing, and thus you living at this place like for reals. So yeah, absolutely. Summer is the traditional season of Horizon, but now you're going to be experiencing it all year round.
I just get every time I look at these races and stuff, because one of my biggest things I've loved with Horizon games in the past is all the different race types you have, and I think having the seasons and kind of being able to complement those styles is just going to change players' approaches and kind of expand on it. What's your personal favourite in summer, especially race to go and do?
So I'm a massive cross-country fan, and we have. I think we've got some of the best cross countries we've ever done in Horizon games. Partly that owes to the fact that this is probably, definitely the most vertical world we've ever created. And I know that some of our fans have given us feedback about Australia being pretty flat. I don't think they're going to have that criticism of this game.
This has just made me want to go to that jump. You know the one I'm on about, okay? This is kind of sick, because I think that is talking the verticality of the game. There are some ridiculous jumps.
Yeah, and also another thing that everybody was really asking for, which we've got in this game, some proper tarmac switchbacks.
Yeah.
So you can get your drift on, and that's, personally, that's my sort of favourite thing to do in this game, is to race on asphalt. It's super fun. Yeah.
Wait, is that kind of a lot faster? Is it kind of?
I don't know. I just think there's something about the technicality that's involved with that style of racing that really appeals to me personally. But yeah, there's some really, really cool pieces of road network in this game that people are going to be able to really test their skills on.
I think we've just seen that from the gameplay that we've seen so far, just how much differentiation from kind of drifting tracks, kind of on more dirty roads to kind of just riding along the motorways here.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of very Tokyo Drift, kind of going up the mountain. We've actually got a few more questions as well. Silent K666 asks, is there an airport in the game?
There is, yeah. It's actually, so it's become a bit of a tradition for us to include an airport. So yeah, we've got one in there. It's this time it's a slightly older abandoned airfield that's out in the middle of the sticks, sort of towards the north side of the map. And there's some really cool stuff that the level design team have done with that as well. So they've set up some really cool. How would you describe it? Almost like an assault course there that you can kind of go.
Kind of like a Gymkhana has been filmed there, kind of thing. So tires and obstacles and stuff like that.
And it's fair to say that in the past, we've always used the runway as that drag strip moment in the games. But this time we actually have a dedicated drag strip in the festival, which people may have seen from some.
I think we were at it earlier actually.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But then there are other drag strips that feature in the game as well. So we actually do have, as ridiculous as this sounds, there is one on the ice lake in winter that you can.
There is a drag strip on the ice lake,
and one on the beach as well. If I'm right, yeah.
See, I think that's one of the things that just kind of helps with showing seasons and how much difference there's going to be. And this is the jump that we're on about. And then, oh, okay, hon. This is just incredible for me. Like, this, seeing that, that is very British.
Yep.
Right, that kind of like that landscape is very British.
Jumping off the
Countryside,
cliff.
then like rock walls. You know, not maybe jumping off the cliff, but that kind of view.
Yeah.
For me, is very British summer. A lot of people are asking to see the map as well. If we can, are we able to have?
We're
a look
going to
at the
do
map
it next week when we fix the bug with it.
That's such a deal.
That's developer honesty for you, right there.
Yes, like yeah, we can't really show you that right now, but so we can't show the map. But next week, if you want to see the map, we will take a look at the map. So next week, remember that. Also, L Ward has just asked, is drone mode still a thing?
Drone mode is still a thing, yeah, absolutely.
Are we able to have a look at drone mode quickly?
We can, yes.
We can. And also, it's worth mentioning actually with drone mode. So one of the things that totally happened in 3 with the community that we didn't necessarily expect was that we just because we were trying to make a really authentic world, we built in all the lay-bys and car parks that existed in the parts of the world we were recreating in Australia, and people started parking up there and having ad hoc car meets and using drone mode to like film them and everything. So we totally made sure that we're catering to that now as well. So we've got specific hangout spaces in the festival, and we've made sure the whole world is littered with more of those kinds of areas for people to do that kind of thing.
Because it's probably worth mentioning that this whole stream has been done in Horizon Solo. So, you know, we obviously talked about how the game is a shared world game. It will be mostly online, I guess is probably a good way of describing it. But lots of people at E3 fed back to us and said, you know, what if I want to play it offline? What if I can't play it online? This is, I guess, to demonstrate the fact that you can play
You still
solo
get the experience, yeah.
against drivatars, and a very similar experience, you know, in that regard to Forza Horizon 3. Next week on our stream in autumn, next Tuesday, we're going to be showing more of the shared world stuff. So we're going to be showing Horizon Life. We're going to be showing some of the really cool things that you can do while the game is connected and while you are sharing the world with everyone else who is playing it. And we're going to try and convince some folks to stay late and upstairs and play the game
And
with
get
us.
Involved.
And get involved, yeah, absolutely.
So for those wondering, what are the details for next week's stream?
So that's a good question. So we're next Tuesday, I think at the earlier time of 7 p.m. British summer time.
Yep.
Do your math on that, depending on where you live, because we're not obviously doing it with IX.
We've got it here. We've got Tuesday
Yes.
the 17th, 7 p.m. BST or 11 a.m. PT. So those are the times you find. So what you can do as well is follow the channel, so you'll get notified when we go live, so you don't miss that out. Because I think that'll be a really fun stream, and also the first look at autumn.
Yeah, so we're going to be showing autumn next week. We're going to be showing Shared World, Horizon Life. We are going to be showing a showcase, I believe, as well, which is just brilliant. That's why we're showing it. There's no narrative there. It's just really, really cool.
Is it the Thread the Needle showcase, or is it a different one?
It's a different one.
It's
something you have never seen before, and I mean that in almost every sense.
That worries me. You've never seen.
Don't be worried. Be excited.
Is it going to be helicopters? Is it going to be like bikes flying over you?
I will leave you to guess, and you will not.
We will find out next week.
Yeah.
As well is just for people that are really interested in the game, is when people are going to be able to get their hands on it.
That's a good question. Yeah, so we're still 3 months away from launch.
Yep.
Sorry about that, but we are. The game is coming on Xbox One and Windows 10 PCs on October 2nd of this year, and as we announced at E3, it is going to be on Xbox Game Pass on the very same day. So if you're in that service, you're going to be able to play it there.
To pick it up and play it, which really, I get really excited about Games Pass because it's made me try out games that I wouldn't have tried out in the past. And it means you can hop on, play it. Huh? Hey, that's not what I meant. You know.
I know what you meant.
You see what I mean? It's just one of those things. It's a service that you can get involved in. You can play. All these brand new games like earlier in the year. You can hop on, try it out.
Yeah.
So October 2nd.
Absolutely, yeah. So we are looking forward to that, and we're going to keep doing stuff like this in the interim while we while we continue to work on the game.
In showcase. So for those of you that are watching at home, that is coming to the end of looking at summer for Forza Horizon 4. Looks absolutely beautiful. Just a quick recap, we've looked at player houses, we've tried to hit some sheep and failed miserably. We've kind of taken a look at some events, races. It looks amazing. Do make sure to let us know what you think in the comments as well. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. A big thank you to Ralph and Ben for giving us access and showing us the game. Looks amazing. I can't wait to next week to see it in autumn because it changes week on week. But for those who are watching, thank you very much for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.